Hey guys, we did it. We started showing off the websites for attorneys to the call networks that we were choosing. So we chose two for accident attorneys who operate broadly, nationwide in one case, 11 states in the other. And that's because they have their own terms and their own way of doing things. So we want to bounce them off each other, see who we like more. But it's very interesting. One of those companies is doing lowball. Like 60 to 160 per call, but that leaves us with a wide spread. The idea is they could handle quite a few clients. So it's kind of lowball because they got to figure out where they route to, depending on the quality of the case that comes in. But it gives us more elbow room for all the kind of guys who want to call in. We don't have to scare them away. So as long as they're not calling because they thought it was Pizza Hut, or spamming, if it's a real call, then that's cool. So what do the other guys do? They pay $100 for every 130 seconds. That's interesting. So every 2 minutes and 10 seconds they spend on the phone talking to the guy to figure out whether that guy's going to be a good guy, depending on the situation, explain the situation. Then that's $100 for every 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So that's brilliant. It means they don't just throw the leads away or say they have to be the best. They're saying, we know that you're putting a lot of time and effort in, so we're going to reward you for the level of quality that your leads turn out to be. So you also listen to the calls, figure out how good they are, see what we say back, and figure out what it takes to make your points to get better callers in. Oh, I love it. It's brilliant. So anyway, check this out. How fast was it to get approved when we finally got everything done on the sites? Like the only thing you don't see on this site really is a location and a phone number. And that's because we were just waiting for them. Once they tell us what's going on and we verify with them, then we got it. But once we proved them, we had disclaimers on the sites in the footer, and that was easy. We just said, what do you think? And we showed them a bunch of sites. They looked through some of these and they said, holy cow, yes. They said, bring it on. As hard and as fast as you can go, bring it on. And so we've got that going on, and that's great because look at all these different sites, right? They're so different and so cool. That's the other thing I want to point out. See this? It's a pop-up that says something and it asks about your experience and it gives call now if applicable, right? And so the only reason it doesn't say a phone number is because we were waiting for the phone number, right? But that said, it's going to be like this. This is a dummy phone number. We'll replace it. Monday. Anyway, here's how this goes. We've got welcome pop-ups on about a third of the websites. It means after like 3 seconds wait, and you'll see this pop up, right? That way people see this totally believable site appear. I love GPT-4. GPT-4 wrote everything on many of our sites, and we're catching them up on accident attorneys and alcohol and drug rehab. But even before getting that far, already guys are like, we want your sites now. So it's like, that's amazing. So anyway, yeah, we're putting it out there, getting it going. Google's already starting to get impressed with it because I'm already seeing hits start to appear on some of these sites. So all they really need are phone numbers, and we're going to be in business. We're going to start making money off of these things. So anyway, a third of the sites have this welcome pop up like this. Like if I restart the site, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, right? And then this pops up. And it's cool because it gives people the breakdown, the real breakdown that we want them to know. And then they can call if this sounds like them. All right. But then we don't know. So a lot of people click it off. And our question is, did they click it off, because they're going to read more before they call? Fine. I mean, they could do that. We got the phone number element all the way down, and they can click through to the pages. Everything works. All right. But what's my point? We are testing. So in some cases, we got these pop-ups that pop up after 3 seconds of the page load. But then in other cases, we actually have exit pop-ups. Let me see if if I can get that to work, if that's right. Yeah. So check it out. No pop-up. I'm going to go through the site all I want. I can click on pages and everything. Say I go to leave the site. Then the pop-up, right? So it's a last-ditch effort to say, hey, don't go. Give us a call. Try us out. Give us a chance, And the beautiful thing about that is It's simple. It catches people's attention and gives them the message you want right now. Remember how we track only humans? So we also track how often that comes up and how often they close it, so we can decide what's happening with the message. Is it on point? Is it a good message? If so, are they closing it because it's not right for them? In which case, we can rethink what we can do for those other guys, right? This kind of thing, but we can actually see how many people are reacting to these things as we go along, and allow first ourselves to make human decisions, and then allow the web pages to monitor themselves from that point forward. It's absolutely unreal how cool that is. So yeah, the whole pop-up thing, right? And the exit pop-ups and the welcome pop-ups. I've had people ask, can you do both on the same site? And the answer is yeah, but it's really annoying. You wind up with a pop-up, you try to turn it off, you accidentally go outside the box, you wind up with a pop-up on a pop-up. So then you turn off a pop-up, there's still a pop-up, and it's just annoying. So it's better to either have the welcome or the exit, and we'll just run them both and see which we like more. Okay. Now, same thing with the alcohol, drug, and abuse rehab. The first guys we showed them to, just like with the accident attorneys, the very first guys we showed them to looked and said, we're in. Give it all you got. Throw me what you can. We're here. What do you need? Phone numbers? Here's a bunch. How many do you need? Literally, just told us. It's so cool. So, yeah, I mean, the exact same thing with the phone, with the pop-ups and stuff happens here. Another thing that we have that we're adding in is call to action. So there's a phone number here saying call us now that just stays floating here the whole way down the page. I'll show you that in a different recording. I forget which ones are on and off right now, but they're all going to be on because, frankly, I think they should be. I think the call to action thing, it's out of the way, but it's really easy to find, right, when you want it. I cannot believe how cool this is. Just look. I mean, breaking the chains of addiction, freedom from addiction, taking the steps to recovery. Addiction is a powerful tool and destructive force. Learn more, and it takes you to a page that goes talking more about the topic, overcoming drug and alcohol dependence. And it goes on and on. Absolutely powerful, powerful sites. So they're doing their jobs, man. And then that gives us the chance to do our jobs so well. So all we have moving forward from here is monitoring the websites, right? Making little adjustments, making improvements to the way the websites can monitor themselves. Getting more pages made, more doorways into the sites, right? Getting more sites going for those of you who are still yet to get in. We've got all the sites set up for all the guys who did get in. And so we've got enough for you. So here's my other thing. I want to throw this out, okay? We are really on a roll, and so I'm just going to give a 5 days, I guess, is going to be it for the final window for guys who get in on the drug side. They're also in on the alcohol side. Guys who get in on the attorney side, they're also in on the drug and alcohol side. And the reason you care is we are now tying those contracts together, and we are seeing already from Moment CRM, we're seeing visitors start to land on these sites. So we're going to start to get these pop-ups working, right? To really get people to understand what's going on, to get them interested in calling. And that stuff, man, leads to cash. Okay? And the more pages we create onto these sites, especially with GPT-4, because we finished all the coding as of last night, literally about almost 24 hours ago, 20 hours ago, everything was proofed out. It all works. The sites are actually amazing. So I'm going to keep putting some videos out, but I wanted to give you that. So my final call to action to you is this. Whether you have DML positions or not, if you want to go in for more, now's the time to do it. I'll tell you why. When you go after one of these projects and we're throwing in another for free of equal value, yes, you want to be in on that because it means the faster you can earn. And the faster you can earn, the faster you can roll your profits over, and the faster you can skyrocket. Except we're only going to give like 5 more days for that Bennett because everything's done now. It's just time. So just a quick reminder, okay? decryptmyleads.com. If you haven't yet, or if you want another position, go to claim this position, okay? Last few days, get your pennies together and decide, So choose an industry, and frankly, everything is open now. We can do GPT-4 for anything, okay? I did 11 projects last night, content-wise, getting all the contents into place to kick off the websites. I mean, we got more pages to add to the sites, but I am really astonished at the quality. So then just choose a location where the populations is whatever you can afford, right? The higher the population, the more expensive the project. So just keep it in mind. And if you are searching for a location or a population or a state, you can type things in here. Indiana, type in like IN, close parenthesis or something to really lock it in, right? If you're looking for a certain region, King County, King with one I. There's two, okay? So you can absolutely decide what you want to go after. The bigger the population, the more we can do for you. The more sites, the more pages, the more oomph. It's GPT-4. And so the more sites that we have running in any given area anyway, the better it can perform. Anyway, the point is, do it now. We're locking you in. On the inside of your accounts, you can see it now. And you can see where you can add your Moment CRM information so we can put it in your sites. So you can see the action in your websites. You can see when people see the pop-up. Sometimes you'll see when they go for the phone number because they'll click it. And then on the other hand, you'll be able to log into the back end where we have the phone numbers for your projects that are forwarding the calls so you can hear the calls. So you can already start to figure out what kind of income you're making, how fast it's moving, how many calls you're getting. This is exciting. We did do an accident attorney run last year with Spintex, and it turns out that the guy who got that run was making some level of getting some calls and getting some sales. And that was then with Spintex. The way we do it now with GPT-4, the more websites we make, the more we saturate that area of the internet, that competitive scape, with better content that exists already, and we're going to get calls as a result. The longer people hang out on our pages and the more buttons they click, the more money we make, and we're giving them reasons to click things, right? The pop-ups are clickable, and they are reasons to click, and that counts. Google counts that. And they're written so interestingly that you kind of want to read them. So whether you're a clicker or a reader, it's a benefit to us. And the more pages we make on those sites that are interesting to read, the more doorways in. We make them informational based, but we got our call to actions spread throughout and in the footer, in the sidebar, in the pop-ups, wherever it is we want it. And so whether people are coming to learn stuff or they're coming to buy our stuff, it doesn't really matter. It all benefits us. The bigger we make the websites, the more we outrank the competitors, and we know how to do it now. And we can do it really, really fast and efficiently with GPT-4. It's amazing. So yeah, now is the best time to get in and going. There will not be a GPT-5 for at least a year. I'll do a different video on that. But in case you're thinking, well, what happens when GPT-5 comes out in December? It was going to, and it's not. It got canceled. It's not going to come out for at least a year because they still have a lot of work to do before they can release it. But it's been made formal. Everyone pretty much agreed to put that on hold. So just so you know, GPT-4, where we are right now, the way it works, and they're going to make incremental updates, but we probably don't even have to change the engine name except maybe the number of tokens on the end. But for web pages, we don't need more tokens. You don't need to read more on a single web page. What's that mean? We're at the top of the ladder right now. We have better websites than the competitors, and the most fun that'll come, which will be another layer on top of all of this, is actually daring to compete with everyone else in paid ads for anyone who's interested. Obviously not binding. We're not going to take your money and put it into paid ads. We're going to put it into monitoring and stuff. But we'll offer up the possibility of getting into paid ads to test them out, build them up, see what we can do to outcompete the competitors, because we can make better pages faster that are more interesting, more engaging, more on point. And we can monitor how people act, and we can monitor everything, the click fraud, everything. And we can monitor how far people scroll, what they see, what they do, and we can have our web pages make changes as a result. It's really, really amazing. Okay, I'm letting you know what's going on. Don't miss this because if you get a position for 8K, and in the next 5 days you do that, we are going to throw in an $8,000 similar position for you. What is that, 2.5 population mil? Addiction recovery. If I go to 2.5 mil, it's the exact same thing. And so if we're doing that, and we will, we're going to give you addiction recovery in the same place as your accident attorneys because we found that's a good match. So what that means is you get double the value for the money you spend. You have 5 days to capitalize on that. It's like being given $8,000 for free in terms of the power to earn, right? And it all kicks off and we're doing it. So you earn half, we earn half. And that means that we want this. We're done developing. We want this. And so we're going to monitor and create content and push and get more and get more and get more cash flow flowing through these projects. And what it's going to do is drag you along with. So the more we try to earn for ourselves, the more it's going to bring you along with because you're the investor in the project. So just so you know, you want in. Okay? This is the easiest way for you to make money that's better than stocks. Stocks goes down. This doesn't go down. It goes up faster, goes up slower, but it only goes up. And you're in until you get at least 10 times back in a year. That's our requirement to ourselves to make sure that you understand what to expect. Okay? So you'll get at least 10 times back within a year before we can release you from the positions you have. So what do you do with the money you make in the meantime? It's up to you. But you might roll it into other positions. We're at a point now because of GPT-4 where we can create content for any industries in any of these locations, right? So it doesn't matter what you get, we can create content for it. The only reason you want to bother with the accident attorneys now is you get the benefit of the alcohol, drug, and abuse rehab if you do, and because you're putting all your eggs in our one basket in terms of our mind being on accident attorneys, how to make that more profitable in every area. Alcohol, drug, and abuse, how to make that more profitable, the rehab centers in every area. Our minds are there right now. Okay, so if you do want to get another project, that's totally fine. But those projects right now, that's where we recommend you go so you don't have to think. You don't need to tell us domain names. You don't need to tell us keywords. You don't need to tell us anything. We're doing it. We got it. We'll take care of everything, the phone numbers, the setup, the hosting, server costs, server tech, all the stuff necessary to make it work. That's what we got. All you have to do is hop aboard and get carried along for the ride. Okay, hope you find this interesting. Hope to see you on the inside. You guys who are in, hope to see you double up because now is the time. If you want to do it, this is the best time. Watch my next video so you can see signs of what's coming up next too, because it's really extraordinary how far we got. This is mind blow all over again. Best invention since fire, some people are saying. Yeah, best invention since electricity, I would say too. Okay, talk to you soon.